Today I'm going to let you into a secret. This is by far my favourite piece of kit that I own. It's the Shuttle Pro version 2. Welcome back to Film It Friday. So for those of you that know me, you know that I love any kind of peripheral that's going to help me speed up my workflow. I've got the MX Master, I've got the Loop Deck, I've got the Stream Deck, but my hand will be securely on the Shuttle Pro version 2 for the rest of my career. It's such a great little device. It's got a jog wheel in the middle, it's got an outer jog wheel on the outside, lots of customizable buttons, and I've got every tool that I need at my fingertips on my left hand. My left hand never leaves the shuttle. It never goes to the keyboard, it's always here. And I basically have one hand on the shuttle, one hand on the mouse, and I can edit just like that. I don't have to touch the keyboard most of the time. Sometimes when I want to change the speed of a clip, that's when I have to move it. But most of the time, my hands are like this and there's no movement. It's a really nice, comfortable position to be working in. Let's jump over to the PC and I'll show you some of the features that I love. So as you can see, the clip I've got in my timeline doesn't fit my frame size. Now normally what you'd have to do is right click on the clip, search through this menu until you find scale to fit frame size. Now we do this quite a lot. We shoot a mixture of 1080 and 4K. Our timelines are usually 1080 and we're importing 4K clips into that timeline, which make the clips too big, if anything, not too small. So it's really nice to have that button mapped up on the right hand side. So I just click it once and it's scaled. And if I want it to go back down, just push it again. So it's really, really nice to have that. And yes, I know that doesn't save you a huge amount of time. Trust me, those seconds really add up. So this blank button on the right hand side actually opens my keyboard shortcuts for Premiere. So if I want to remap any of these buttons, it's really easy and I can just go through this list and I can add them really quickly. That's why I've got it set up like that. So the next one along I've got set as create, which if I press it, it takes me straight to the export window. If you want to do that without using the shuttle, it's either Control N, which quite a few people don't know, or you have to go to File, Export Media. Again, 3 or 4 steps. I like to just have it on that one button, boom, it's done. The next one along we have is Save. So if I click that, it saves the project. And it really gets me in the habit of saving my projects really regularly. Because my hand's already over there, all I have to do is that. It's saved. My hand sits there, it rests like that, so I can zoom and I can scrub through the timeline and I just hit that button, save. So on the next row down, I've got my ripple deletes on either end. So if I click that ripple delete, it's going to take away that little bit of the clip and it's going to shift the rest of the clip along. Also I have an undo. And the ripple delete on the other side just takes away the end of the clip. So the next tool we have in the middle is the speed and duration tool. If I just click that, it brings up the speed and clip duration. This is something I use all the time. Again, it's simple to get to. You just right click and go to, where is it? Speed and duration, there you go. But it just takes time that it detracts from what you're doing. So if you've got your hand there all the time and you're like, oh, I don't know whether I like that bit, maybe it'd be better if I slowed it down, do that, 50% and enter, and you're done. Instead of just going through the menu systems, it just drives me insane. It's so nice to have it at your fingertips. And the next button, which is by far my most used button, is the edit button. I absolutely love it. So anywhere on your playhead, I can't remember what the shortcut is off the top of my head. Let's have a look. Add edit. So it's Control and K. So if you're somewhere through your timeline, you want to just use that section of it, say, and you want to put a cut at the beginning. So you do Control K, and then you want to put a cut at the end, Control K, which is a real stretch. This is how I used to do it. So I'd scrub through the playhead and be like, yep, that's the bit I want to use. Going to change to the blade tool, going to cut there, going to drag my playhead across, going to cut there, going to change back to my pointer tool, my selection tool, going to select that one, delete it, select that one, delete it. So now I just do, so that's the bit I want to select, nice, cut there, delete, delete. Or you could do that with the ripple delete tools, so I would just cut the end, cut the beginning, and now that's the section we want to use. Really nice. So my jog wheels, I've got set up so that the inner jog wheel does my zoom now, which is so much nicer than having to use this all the time. You can really navigate through your timeline so quickly. And the outer one I've got set to scrub through my timeline. So the more you turn this, the quicker it's going to go. So if I turn it really slowly, you can see it's just going to do a few frames at a time. And if I do it really fast, it plays almost double speed, I think. So if you want to go through your timeline quicker, that's a really nice way of doing that as well. These black buttons on the outside are my in and out points. So if I want to render something or export something, it's really simple, really quick to do. And the main aim of what I'm trying to do is not to have my hands on my keyboard. If you've got your hands on your keyboard, you're constantly going backwards and forwards, fiddling around, and it just wastes your time. This is quite nice if you're working on quite a big project and you've got it split up into lots of different sections and you want to export it as 7 different parts. You can jump to the beginning of a section really quickly. Say you were here and you had several different layers. You can just press that button once, it takes you to the end of the clip, or you'd have to press it a couple of times to get to the end of the clip, but it works really, really well. It is a really nice little device and it allows you to speed up your workflow exponentially. I promise you it'll speed it up so fast. And the fact that you can map any button on there to do anything you want. So you could use auto hotkey and you could set up loads of different rules. So if you wanted to change loads of clips to black and white in one key press, you could do that, or add a certain effect that you use quite a lot to a clip. So something I did want to show just before I end this video is I did want to show you how to set it up. Now it did take me quite a while to figure this out. So once you've installed this driver, you'll see down here you've got Adobe Audition, Encore, Flash, Illustrator, InDesign, Lightroom, and you do actually have Premiere in there. But for me, on both my desktop computer and my laptop, the Premiere preset didn't actually work for me. So I'd click, say this was Premiere, I'd click that, I'd go into Premiere, and none of these options would work. And if I did global settings, the same thing would happen. I would be on global settings and it wouldn't work and I would be really confused. And when I actually first bought my Shuttle, it did take me a day or so to get it working. I'm going to show you really quickly how you get it working. So you would just go into your settings and let's go for Photoshop again. There are a couple of different Premiere presets. So you just go onto one of the Premiere presets, you go to Options and you go to Remove Settings. Click that. Are you sure you want to remove it? Yes. Do that for all of your Premieres. I think there's 2 or 3 in there. You just delete them out of there and then the global settings should work. So you set these all manually. When you click on the buttons on the Shuttle, it moves around and then you can tell it exactly what you want it to do. Okay, I really hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please like the video and subscribe so you'll never miss an episode of Film It Friday. Thanks again for watching and see you again next time.